evening. Either one works. I'm Robert McDowell on CMM News. And I am here to bring you the news. That's what we do on CMM News. A long time ago, in like 1860 or something, there were some weird people who decided to be weird and not with the times of the 1860s. America was excelling more than they had ever. They were building trains, a track for it, and just overall getting smarter. Indians, however, did not decide to get with it. They just continued being Indians. While the whites, well, the whites didn't really appreciate that. So they decided to give the Indians a hard time and bully them until they gave up. And that's exactly what happened. Here's the daily news about thy Indian and how thy began to lose in the late 1800s. I still need that. Before Western expansion, before the railroad was created, and before Western expansion was even an idea, the Indians owned the West. There were a mixture of nomadic tribes and other famous Indian tribes. A nomadic tribe, if you're asking, is a tribe that moved around and didn't really have a home. They were homeless, basically. Nomadic tribes went from location to location. Some examples of nomadic tribes are Sioux, Crow, Arikara, Mandan, and Osage. Most tribes were nomadic because they needed to get away from their original place to find more food and cattle. For their food, they ate buffalo, but we'll talk about that later. The Sioux, or however you pronounce it, it was a banded out nomadic Indian tribe. The three different bands were Lakota, Oglala, and Yankton. They had their tribe located in Minnesota. Most tribes saw the Sioux tribe as weird people, but they had talent. They were war hunters. War was in the tribe culture, and they had been very good at it. Their tribe had mostly Christians in it. I can't read my script. During Western expansion, the Treaty of Fort Lemire. The Treaty of Fort Lemire was an event that the U.S. government sold off Indians' land. Now, the Indians did not just let them take their land. The government gave them their own land to be on, but the land was ran under U.S. government. Some tribes didn't agree with this event, which ended in Wounded Knee, but we will talk more about that soon. Just like the buffalo, because they're retarded. Sand Creek Massacre. The Sand Creek Massacre was a battle against U.S. soldiers and the Indian tribe Cheyenne and Pharaoh. Someone turn off the phone. It took place in Colorado in 1864, and the U.S. soldiers won the battle, because we're just that cool. After they won the battle, they made the tribes that lost sign the Treaty of Fort Lemire.
Oh yeah, copyrighted music. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Isaiah Huffman. I'm cool, I need subscribers, please.
The Battle of Little Bighorn. The Battle of Little Bighorn took place in Montana in 1876. The tribes involved in this event were Lakota, Sioux, and Cheyenne. The whites were forcing the Indians off their land because they wanted the land. It impacted Native Americans because not only did they lose their land, but also lost resources and people.
When they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine, but you're not really fine, but you can never tell them because they will just never understand.
The buffalo. The buffalo were used for many things before the whites plunged out west. There were over 20 million buffalo before the whites went out west. It's cold out here. The Indians used the buffalo to their advantage and didn't waste a single bit of it. They made bedding, food, robes, clothes, and even moccasins, just to name a few. There were about 1,000 buffalo hunters once the whites came out to west. An average buffalo hunter could kill about 40 buffalo in a day. By 1884, there were about 325 buffalo left in the world. Reservations. Reservations were the government's way of saying, give me your land. Reservations were land that given by the government made specifically for the Indians to live on. The government wanted all Indians to be gone and put under their government control. And that's what reservations did. The Indians had to abandon their homeland and travel there. Most of the tribe members died in the way. Reservations were under the event called the Dawes Act. The Dawes Act was to divide Native Americans' land. Carr's Isle School. The Carr Isle School was supposed to be a school for Indians, to make them normal Americans. Some of the negative outputs on this school was that the Indians were separated from their tribes and didn't have much friends anymore. After Western expansion, Native Americans still exist today, but they suffer a lot. They earn minimum wage working and don't have many Indians willing to work today. Today there are about 90,000 homeless Indians still living in the West. That's a lot of people. Well, that's it. I'm not really sure if I'll get fired for acting like an idiot during this, but it was fun. I'm gonna sign off now. What? It's what the cool kids do, you know? Well, that was a brief history of why Indians lost. You know, I'm glad I'm not an Indian. What? Say, I'm an Indian? Well, in that case, I'm signing off.